Get your stinking rat out. It's late night large.
Good evening and welcome, or good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. This is another Lockdown Large Extra Time. If you've been here before, me and Mike will debate, banter on any given football subject that we deem necessary. And this week it seemed pertinent to have some kind of a debrief of Champions League final, which I'm sure you all enjoyed recently. So without further ado, here's the timer. We're going to give ourselves 20 minutes and see what we do. So here we go. Right. Okay, Mike. Initial thoughts. What do you think of the final?
Well, I mean, first of all, it was one of those finals. I think for a lot of, certainly in this country, people were kind of torn. I think a lot of people were kind of torn. Like, who do I actually want to win? Do you know what I mean? I feel like that was probably a conversation that lots of people from lots of different clubs and would have probably had at some point.
It's not quite...
what is the lesser of two evils?
Yeah, it's not quite Millwall Leeds, but yeah, they're not. I would imagine mainly because of the origins of their money. Although Chelsea were unpopular before then. I don't think it wasn't a romantic Champions League final, but it was all English. So, I guess we have to take the positives from that with our coefficient and things like that. So
it's great. It's great for the English game. Great for the English game. Fantastic. But I think, I think that was the first thing. Is people were kind of, a lot of neutrals would be like, who do I actually want to win?
How can both of them lose?
yeah. Is there a way we can get this called off? Just get it abandoned? Can that happen? But no, it happened. I have to admit, the outcome was probably preferable for me.
Yeah. So.
As much as that sounds strange, I feel strange saying it. I feel like the lesser of two evils probably did prevail. Certainly after watching. I mean, what did you think of the game?
I think particularly the first half. But I don't know about you, but I actually thought it was a very entertaining game. If we compare that to, maybe not very, generally entertaining game. If we compare it, say, to the last All English final, Liverpool-Tottenham, that was one of the worst Champions League finals I've ever seen. It was a bore fest from start to finish. This one, I thought they both had a go at each other. I don't think City were very good at it, but they both sword fight analogy. They both had swipes and jabs at each other. It's what you want to see. It's the kind of Champions League final you want to see, as opposed, the Milan Juventus 2003 or Liverpool Tottenham 2019. The last thing you want to see is two cagey sides terrified of losing or shrinking under the big lights and thinking, oh, hang on a minute, wow, how big is this game? You just want them to just go hammer and tongs at each other if possible.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean about the, you don't want to, no one wants a cagey final. So, well, certainly the neutrals don't want a cagey final. You want to see some entertaining stuff, some top level, world-class players just entertaining you for 90 minutes. That's what you want to see if you're a neutral. That's probably what you want to see if you're not, and obviously hoping the result goes your way. But I maybe slightly disagree.
I didn't think it was entertaining.
I thought it was okay. I think it had spells. So for me, it kind of, the first 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, I thought, fucking hell, we are on for an absolute Like, it was end-to-end stuff. It could, I mean, Chelsea could have bagged 2 goals easier. Timo Werner wasn't shit.
He's still having that. Yeah, he ended the season the way he's been playing. Or another Adi Akinbaye performance.
He's just crap. But yeah, a promising start, and then no. To be fair, I don't think it wasn't a cagey affair. It wasn't one of those where no one wants to have a go at the other team. I actually just think there was maybe just lacking a bit of quality, which sounds strange when you're talking about a game consisting of Man City, who have fairly consistently, evidently as they won the league, being quality. I don't really think they turned up. I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea. I thought their performance was professional. I think they probably knew what they were playing against. They knew what they had to do to win the game. And they probably knew, hang on, if we just sit back and try and defend for 90 minutes, we're in trouble because we're playing Man City. So I think the way they approached the game, hats off to them. I think a lot of their players we could probably go through in a minute maybe, and just hats off to some of them as well. Some amazing performances. But as well, I don't think City turned up. And I think that hampered, for me, how entertaining the game could have been. They've got a lot of real world-class, especially attacking talent, and the way they shaped up and the formation, the players they used, and you just didn't really see it. I mean, they had like one shot on target, didn't they?
It is interesting you say that. I read that in I read other reviews that said that. You're probably mostly right. City, for whatever reason, didn't show what they're capable of. Particularly, like you say, the big players. We're thinking KDB. Somebody said De Bruyne is about to turn 30. This is his first Champions League final, and he didn't stamp his authority on it. You have to wonder. I mean, I've got to be honest. If it wasn't for Guardiola, I don't think a player of De Bruyne's ability would still be at City. I'm going to throw that out there. I think he would be going to a club that is certainly more capable of winning the Champions League. With Guardiola, obviously, they've got a chance. So outside of how the game went, Mike, I thought a few things that interested me was, obviously, number one, Thomas Tuchel seems to have Guardiola's number, doesn't he? I mean, what is it, 3 meetings this season? He's beaten them in every single meeting. Which other manager has a record like that against Guardiola? And then, some other things of interest, that Guardiola finally has lost a Champions League final. Obviously, as United fans, he's dicked us in the 2 he won. So it's about time he got a bit of soreness from losing a Champions League final. So it'd probably be character building for him. Mike, so if we go into some of the performances of players on show, because that's always interesting. So if we start with City, do you think there's any City players that, I mean, obviously no one disgraced themselves, but do you think there's any City players that really be looking at themselves in the mirror and thinking, I've blown this huge game, this chance of, a defining performance?
I think there'll be 1 or 2. I think Kevin De Bruyne, you mentioned, I think it's probably a bit harsh to say if it wasn't for Pep, he wouldn't be there. He'd be at a club far more capable of winning the Champions League. I mean, you look at this season, no club has appeared more capable of winning the Champions League than City.
But this is the first season they've reached the final, and it's only like the second season they've reached the semi-final.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think they're a club that aren't capable of winning it. As much as it pains me to say, I mean,
without Guardiola though, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, maybe, yeah. They certainly have a lot harder time, but they didn't exactly struggle in the league, did they? But very different competition, obviously. But
you say they didn't struggle in the league, but in no way am I saying they're not deserving champions. They are very deserving champions. But you say they didn't struggle in the league. They lost as many games as we did. We blew it by drawing far too many games.
Yeah, but that's on us, not them.
I know it's on us, but what I'm saying is, you talked as if they were this imperious, majestic force. They've lost 6 times in the league.
No.
Yeah.
What I mean is they won the league comfortably, and it is always just only comparative to what other teams do. And if you look at European football across the board this year, no team's been very good, really, by their own standards.
No, you're right. I was a bit surprised that Bayern Munich were capitulated quite as easily as they did, because last season, particularly with Hansi Flick's amazing win ratio, they looked like they could dominate Europe for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. But back to your question, I think Kevin De Bruyne, he'll be, like you said, didn't stamp his authority on the game. And you look at that, you think he's probably the best player on the pitch before the whistle goes.
Yeah.
And it was harsh how his game ended. Bloody Rudiger doing him over.
Yeah, that was. I mean, to be fair, didn't Rudiger? It wasn't a clash of heads or something. Rudiger got pretty wiped out in it, or was it a bit?
I don't think he was really that hurt.
To be fair to Rudiger, I think he's had some kind of an injury to his face, hasn't he? Because he was wearing a mask.
Yeah, and still,
it was very hard.
Werner came off worse. So
yeah, if you have a player coming off crying because he's got a fractured eye socket and broken cheekbone, that's pretty serious.
Yeah, so basically, that was. I felt for him, to be fair. And it's not often I'd say that about a City player, but I did feel for him. But he hadn't stamped his authority in the game before that, whether that's his fault or not, or whether it's the way Pep set up. There was no real holding midfield or anything like that. Was the balance right for him to be able to do it? We could analyse that all day, but I think he'll be disappointed that he couldn't do more and didn't do more in the time he was on the pitch.
Are there any other players you think on the City? So let me throw this at you, and I know I'm careful about how I phrase this because I know certain newspapers definitely have a racist slant to this, and this is not racist in any sense. It's literally on the football ability. But has Raheem Sterling done anything really to influence games this season for Man City? I mean,
I'm just a bit confused. What's racist about that?
Oh no, sorry. I mean, it's nothing that I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's kind of a tabloid vendetta against players like Raheem Sterling. That's what I was saying. Anyway, Sterling.
Okay.
The interesting thing about him is, I don't know. I see him almost as, you were making a joke about Timo Werner's finishing. I hold Raheem Sterling, probably the last 18 months, has been on that level of finishing. I don't know if you agree. I just think I don't understand what's happened to him, because I thought Sterling was getting much better, much more consistent. He had that amazing season when he scored 23 goals or whatever. And since then, he's just gone back to exactly how he was. Brilliant dribbler, goes up blind alleys, doubts himself when he gets in the positions, doesn't pull the trigger, over elaborates, picks the wrong pass. I don't know. Did you think he dispelled any of those notions in the Champions League final?
No, I don't think he had a great game at all. I think it was maybe a surprising. I don't know what Pep was trying to do. Really surprising that
do you think he overthink it? Do you think he overthunk it again, as the cliche goes?
Possibly. I mean, he's not. He didn't have an actual, striker, a focal point for his attack, and he didn't have any defensive midfield. It's just like playing a load of attacking midfielders. Was he just hoping to keep possession in that area of the pitch, and that's how he was going to do it in tiki-taka, a goal or three? But I don't know. I don't know.
He must have.
It didn't work.
No.
And Sterling didn't cover himself in glory. I mean, he was okay. He had a couple of moments, but I don't think. And I think he'll be disappointed that he couldn't seize that opportunity a little bit more.
That's kind of what I was
people up and just
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Shut people up. That's what I meant. It's like Sterling, you've been getting bad press for a while. Shut these bastards up. This is your moment. Yeah. Again, just similar.
I don't think any of the City players really like you. Again, no, I don't think anyone disgraced themselves. I mean, City players. I think those players will think they could have done more, and rightly so. Foden was a little bit quiet as well.
Oh,
Like
he's
maybe
he's very quiet. I thought he was very
which
quiet.
is a shame because we know how talented he is. But other than them, I think the only person who really can say, do you know what, I actually had a good game. Probably be Kyle Walker was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think the rest of them. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Let's leave the losers behind. So the winners, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who's right? I read a few things about this. So first of all, Edouard Mendy. I think didn't he have a clean sheet record, or he's the damn? I should have written it down. Edouard Mendy set some kind of record. So basically, he's had a superb season that's culminated in winning the Champions League. I think he set a record in the Champions League. But aside from Edouard Mendy, the interesting thing I found, Mike, was did you see that it was like the Chelsea defenders, one after the other, were making insanely good blocks? Don't know if you saw this, like last ditch tackles. You had Rudiger, then you had Azpilicueta, and then I think when he came on, Christensen made one as well. So how often do you get because obviously Thiago had to go off injured. Thiago wasn't bad; he went off injured, and to have all of those defenders all make effectively potentially goal-saving blocks, and you think, that it's the ultimate team performance, because what I'd say is all three of them made goal-saving blocks, which is exactly what you need from your defenders. Mendy was good, but I don't know if you agree on this, Mike. I thought man of the match by a country mile, and I think most people would probably agree, was N'Golo Kante. And I would also say that on the basis of his performance and in this game, I think he should be a nominee for the Ballon d'Or. I think he's at that level now. I texted a friend, Mike, and I said, you remember there was all that fuss about Claude Makelele? They called it the role, didn't they? The Claude Makelele role. So they were like, oh my God, this guy, I've never seen anyone who's just so. All he does is break up play and then feed the attackers and whatever, but nobody does it better. And I look at N'Golo Kante and I think he is a level above what Makelele ever was. Not only does he buzz around the pitch picking pockets, but you watch him when he's in an attacking third. He's a good dribbler. He's actually quite a threatening dribbler, and he normally releases the ball at the right time as well. So to me, I think he's far more of a complete player than Makelele. And on that basis, I think he's got to be in the running with that man of the match performance for the Ballon d'Or. I don't know. Do you agree?
I do. I think, on your first point, I think the centre-backs, all four of them that played there for Chelsea during the game, played very well.
Mm-hmm.
Did exactly what they were supposed to do. You talk about, I think, City having one shot on target. That tells you, obviously, it's not just on them. There's a lot of work done in front of them by your boy there. But, I mean, banging. I think N'Golo Kante, though, lots of Chelsea players, I thought, heaped glory upon themselves with their performances. I really do. James and Chilwell, fantastic. They were perfect. Almost perfect. The way they played the positions that, and you could see what they were being asked to do, and they carried it out perfectly. James had Sterling in his pocket the whole game, so
yeah, he was great.
And he's a nippy little fucker, so it's not easy to do. So he's done well. But you're right, Kante, if he doesn't get a Ballon d'Or nomination, I feel like that's not right. He's earned it. He's clearly earned it.
Right now, he's got to be top three. He has to be top three.
Yeah, he gets man of the match after man of the match after the man of the match. He does it in big games.
The biggest, yeah.
He's fantastic, and he was everywhere. He was fucking everywhere. I found myself going, Kante again.
Where is he?
Again.
Yeah. Do you ever get the feeling? Do you ever get the feeling with Kante? This is what, you know, when they say players reinvent positions, you know, every so often you get a generational player. You know, they used to say with Drogba, Drogba's reinvented the forward position because he doesn't just hang on the last defender and wait for crosses. He's also a target man, bringing other people into play. You know, he also runs the channels. He does everything. You can play him on his own and then just get wide forward supporting him, that kind of thing. To me, Kante is another one of these evolutional leaps. Like, I don't think we've ever seen a midfielder that gets about all game as rapidly as he does, just like I say, picking pockets, driving towards the opposition box, covering as many yards, and still at the end of the game, you're looking over your shoulder, you don't know where he is, because he just seems to have limitless reserves of energy. I just don't think we've ever seen a player quite like him. And the fact that he's only like 5'5" or whatever makes it even better, because, you know, it's almost like the very highest caliber players seem to be that, you know, below what you'd consider ideal height. Maradona obviously being the obvious one, but I don't know if it's that low center of gravity that helps him, but it's like he has a periscope where he can like see the play from above. Do you know what I mean? It's like he can see the aerial view of everything, and he knows exactly where he needs to go. Either that or is a GPS or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I do know that he's a fantastic player who deserves all the plaudits he gets.
Kai Havertz as well. That was a bloody cool finish. And do you get the impression with Kai Havertz as well? I look at him and he looks like emotionless. You know, when he's playing. Do you get what I mean? Like, he looks cold and clinical, like nothing phases him. He just kind of, Champions League final, just another game, isn't it? Doesn't phase him in the slightest.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get that. And yeah, you're right. I mean, he took his goal well. Played well. He worked hard. He got himself about.
Did Timo Werner's job?
Yeah, exactly. Like he had a great game. The fact that he got the goal as well, that was the winning goal, I think adds kind of the icing on the cake, and it was deserved. He deserved it because somebody in that team needed to be able to put the ball in the fucking net.
Do you think it was the only time potentially in Champions League history when the opposition team was hoping that he would put the ball in the net? Because if he didn't, then it would have been an almost certain red card for Ederson. Do you see that? You know, when he slides it past Ederson, it clearly hits Ederson's hand outside the box as he passes through him. And if he hadn't put it in, surely that would have been a red card and they'd have had the rest of the game with 10 men. So,
yeah, difficult one. But yeah, no, he had a great game. I'd say the only person who didn't really cover himself in glory was Timo Werner for Chelsea. I think the rest of them had solid game, at least solid games.
Hugely impressive, yeah. I have, you know, fair play. I don't like Chelsea. I'm not an actual Chelsea fan, other than Kante. But fair play. Tuchel set them up. To be fair, I like Mendy too. I think Mendy is a very good goalkeeper.
I do.
But it was you know, fair play to Thomas Tuchel again. That's 2 Champions League finals in a row. Similar to another German who lost a Champions League final, then came back and won it. Thomas Tuchel, losing finalist and then winning finalist. Well, we've overshot, Mike. Any other thoughts about that final? Or
no, I think we should. If we've overshot, we should leave it there.
Yeah. Do you think the best team won though? Yeah.
I think the best team on the night won. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, you know, if they hadn't won it as well, Tuchel would have had some serious questions if he'd have got to the FA Cup and Champions League final and lost both of them. So, there was that pressure.
Maybe.
Well, you know what it is. Look, Ollie got to a final. He's lost it. He's under massive pressure now. So, doesn't matter if you get to a final. It's what you're doing at.
Agreed.
Anyway.
Agreed. But anyway, they were our thoughts. Let us know what you think.
Have we missed anything? Was there something obvious we weren't seeing from the game? Did we see a different game from you?
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know.
Stick in the comment. The more abusive, the better.
Also, share it. Share the love, especially if you've got any fans, City fans as friends.
Yeah.
Rub it in as much as possible. So maybe post it on their wall, whatever. Not that we're necessarily slagging them off, just talking about the game. And it just so happens they didn't have a great game. But
no.
But do like, subscribe, share.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Just before we go as well, Mike, I remember reading something else about it. Because obviously German coaches, all different obviously, have now won the Champions League three years in a row. So Klopp, Flick and Tuchel. I think I read that the last time that happened was 3 different English managers, which was Brian Clough, I forget who, and Tony Barton. Joe, was it Paisley? Bob Paisley? I think it was. I think it was Brian Clough, Bob Paisley, and Tony Barton in the beginning of the 80s. So fair play. That's really good. So German coaches, they're finally proving they are the best in the world. So that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed that. Like you say, share. Let us know anything we missed. We will return. Until next time, my children.